we gonna lose the best player in the whole NFL because we can't literally just score touchdowns. It's like we can move the ball, but we can't score touchdowns, and we don't know how to utilize him on a weekly basis. If y'all lose him, y'all wasted a pick. So at the end of the day, y'all need to make some business decisions and get that ish figured out. Yo, what is good, everybody? I hope y'all are having a fantastic Friday. Sorry about yesterday, but I do think for this video I will be go ahead and putting out my Thursday for next week. But just so we can kind of talk about it already, I'm gonna just go ahead and say I figured the Broncos were gonna win, but I didn't think that it was gonna be that low scoring of a game. Like everybody looked discombobulated out there. And you know how Bo Nix was playing in the beginning of the year. I'm not saying that it's his fault or anything like that, but I just need them to get back on that same pace. Him, Sean Payton, the wide receivers, everybody. Like I like when my homie be in the videos. Shout out to Jesse. But yeah, man, welcome back. Nothing but G takes. Y'all already know what it is. I hope y'all had a fantastic week, and we gonna go ahead and get straight into it, man. We got the Falcons versus the Colts. I'm going with the Colts. I don't believe in what the Falcons got going on. Y'all have already heard me talk about my, dislikes about what the Falcons have going on and how they moving and stuff like that. The offensive coordinator, you know, I just we gonna lose the best player in the whole NFL because we can't literally just score touchdowns. It's like we can move the ball, but we can't score touchdowns, and we don't know how to utilize him on a weekly basis. So we finna lose the best player that y'all literally went out and I'm not gonna say wasted a pick because again he's the best player, but if y'all lose him, y'all wasted a pick. So at the end of the day, y'all need to make some business decisions and get that ish figured out. Browns versus the Jets. This is a crazy game. I don't even know who to go for, but at the end, I'm gonna go with the Browns just because they have a better record. If Justin Fields playing, I just don't know, man. I don't know what type of day we're gonna get from Justin Fields, and it's crazy because at the end of the day, to me, he still isn't playing bad. His problem is deep ball. I really can't put it together what the issue is with Justin Fields, but it is crazy to me that the brother got a 64% completion rate, right? Not even bad, right? Almost 70 if you let him throw the ball a couple more times. And he got 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. How are we discussing that this man is bad when he got 5 touchdowns, no interceptions? Because he playing it safe. I'm not saying that Tyrod is better than him because he got 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but still, like, dang, bro, come on, bro. Push the ball down the field. This is why people don't believe in you like that no more. Is because everybody think you scared because you playing like you scared. So yeah. Then the Jets pretty much blew their whole team up. Y'all got the kids out there crying and stuff like that. Y'all better go get some nice picks with them first round picks. Y'all better go make the Jets fans happy before they start doing stuff to themselves. Y'all out there physically hurting y'all fan base. Man, the Jaguars versus the Texans. I'm going with the Jaguars, especially if CJ Stroud is going to be hurt. I don't know if he's playing, but if he is playing, I'm still going to go with the Jaguars because, again, that offensive line is garbage. They will be spending a first round pick this year on an offensive lineman. If they don't care about their quarterback. The Bills versus the Dolphins. I'm going with the Bills just because the Dolphins got a couple good wins. Don't mean they turn the season around. The Patriots versus the Buccaneers. I'm going with the Buccaneers. I really think that the Buccaneers are probably the best team in the league when healthy. So we're gonna have to really see what the Colts look like throughout the rest of the year because I don't think the Buccaneers are gonna go away anytime soon. Bears versus the Giants. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bears on this one. Caleb Williams didn't look the best last week, but I'm not finna get on the hype train of he's bad, he's terrible, this in the third. At the end of the day, I mean they still winning. They 5-3. That's better than what they was last year, and I think they was what they was like what I can't remember, but they ain't win that many games. I know that. They basically on the verge of being on the playoffs, being in the playoffs. Excuse me. Ravens versus the Vikings. I'm going with the Ravens. Lamar's back, so I definitely think they finna have pretty much the same thing that Pat Holmes and them boys did. They went down 3, and now they up 6-3 now. I definitely think Lamar and them boys finna pull through and at least get them boys to the playoffs at least. And it started last week, but it continues today or on Sunday. Panthers versus the Saints. I'm going with the Panthers. I feel like the Saints are gonna probably end up with either the first overall pick or the second overall pick, and I definitely think they're gonna pick a quarterback, which I really don't like because I think that Spencer's been doing pretty good. But let me see, because I could be shooting hot shit. 8-5, 68%. Shock ain't been looking like much of nothing. I guess. Go get the quarterback. I guess Spencer could be a good backup quarterback. Cardinals versus the Seahawks. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Seahawks on this one. Sam Darnold been looking real good. I know the Vikings really hate what they've done. Going from being on the verge of basically making it to the playoffs. I mean, not playoffs, basically making it to the NFC Championship. Championship in itself to now you are going to probably be a mid-tier team because you made a decision about quarterback when honestly and truly you probably had your franchise quarterback in your face. It's kind of crazy. Lions versus the Commanders. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Lions on this one. Jayden Daniels is out. Crazy injury on him. I really hate that for him. But, it's just the name of the game. He too small. He fragile. Again, I'm a UGA fan. I've been watching this man play for years. And again, he would beat up the year that they went and played, UGA in the SEC championship. Brother was toe up before they even got to that game. So at the end of the day, we've all known that he's been a fragile brother. He need to put on some weight. Put on some weight. Ain't no point in you going out there and every time you getting hit, bro, you getting broken. I'm not saying that that's not an injury that could possibly happen. Is that a third, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, I feel like if you were about Lamar's size, you would still be the same speed. You would be football. You would be football speed because you fast, bro. At the end of the day, all you need to do is put on a little weight, even if you lose a little bit of that speed. If you train hard enough, shoot, you might not even lose that speed. But even if you lose a little bit of that speed, you still outrunning a lot of people, bro. And it ain't like you taking the 80 yards like you was last year anyways. You'd have been hurt pretty much this whole year. So, bro, just chill out. Don't play hero ball. Just get the team to win. Just get the team to dub. That's all you need to do. And stop getting hurt. I'm going with the Lions. Jamar Gibbs and them boys, I think they're going to have them a nice little comeback game because then they lose. Yeah, they lost last week. I think that'd be a nice little comeback game for them. Rams versus the 49ers. I'm going with the Rams, even though Matt Jones and the injury crew have been out there looking real good this year. I definitely think that Matthew Stafford has been balling. And the Rams defense has been coming through. So I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. Steelers versus the Chargers. I'm going to roll with A-Rod just because, again, Justin Herbert, I've been trying to, Justin Herbert, he come in, he this, then the third, blah, blah. I need to see it, bro. Make the playoffs. Make the playoffs. Dominantly make the playoffs. And then we can kind of talk about how I really feel about how you moving and stuff like that throughout the season. But at the end of the day, A-Rod and them boys, they've been putting in work. And even though they did lose, it wasn't on Aaron Rodgers' fault, in my opinion. It was on the defense. And the defense stepped up last week, I believe. Let me see. Because they won last week, right? Yeah. Got the nice dub over the Colts. Yeah. Eagles versus the Packers. I'm going with the Eagles. Even though the Packers did get that dub, I don't really think they're there yet. I think they need another year, kind of mold what they're trying to do and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe next year that'll be their year, but I don't think they're there yet. And next week, Thursday game, we got the Jets versus the Patriots. I'm going with the Patriots. I think that's an easy dub. Easy W. It's crazy that the Patriots are finna be 9-2. Patriots are finna be 9-2. Y'all done allowed that to happen. All right, man. On to the NCAA, man. NCAA football. We got Northwestern versus USC on Friday. That's today. I'm going with USC. I know did they lose last week too? No, they won last week, barely. But yeah, that was pretty. I heard that was a pretty good game. I didn't really watch it like that, but I heard that was a pretty good game. But I think USC is gonna fix the mistakes, not have the mental mistakes that they were having last week, and the quarterback would come out there ready to show and ready to play. Northwestern has been balling this year, 5-3. Who would have thought they might end up making a bowl game this year? Georgia versus Mississippi State. I got Georgia. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a nice road game for them. The Not saying that Mississippi State is a bad team, like they're scrubs or anything like that, because they definitely are winning some games. But I definitely think it'll test our road. You know how we do on the road. Even though last week against Florida, you technically say that's a road game. You know, Georgia is just a second half team this year. It's not the same, and I don't really know what it is, but they really do not show up until the second half, and I don't know why. And it might be just because they're young and they still figuring some things out, which is cool. Like I get it, I understand. But if you have championship aspirations, I don't think that that's gonna be the best thing that you want to. That's just to sustain. You don't want to be struggling like that for the entire year. You need to figure something out at some point, But I do think that we did figure out that we have a quarterback. So I do take that as a W for this year. And we got some running backs. I take that as a W this year. Indiana versus Penn State. I'm going with Indiana. Indiana's pretty much, I think they're the best team in the country. Strictly because I feel like their offense can blow you out to the point where their defense don't even need to be on. Like, you know what I mean? Their defense could give up as many points as they want to, and that offense gonna go out there and they still gonna be putting up points. That's just how I feel. Even though defense wins championships, I just don't know there is a defense out there outside of we would have to see. We would have to see. I think an SEC team could possibly beat them. Ohio State could possibly beat them. But I think Indiana could beat Ohio State this year. So it's gonna be a really good game. It's gonna be a really good game. I remember Indiana beat Oregon, at Oregon. So they not scared to go nowhere and put some belt on it. I think them boys is ready to show that they one of the best teams in the country. BYU versus Texas Tech, that's gonna be a great game. I'm gonna probably be trying to watch that game tomorrow, but I'm gonna be going with Texas Tech on that one. I think if they could pull that out, I think BYU will still end up being in the playoffs because they'll only have one loss, and it'll be to a team that's literally right next to them. So I think that's just a really good game to kind of like measure each other up to kind of see what they gonna look like against the playoffs. You know what I mean? What they gonna look like in the playoffs. Purdue versus Ohio State. I'm gonna go with Ohio State. Ole Miss versus Citadel. I'm going with Ole Miss. Missouri versus Texas A&M. I can see Texas A&M getting a sleeper win, but I don't believe in them. I don't believe in it because they had an opportunity against Bama, then secure it. And I think, shoot, they might have had one more opportunity and then secure that win. So I think both they wins, they had opportunities to win both those games, and they stunk the bed. So let me see. The one against Alabama, one against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, I somewhat get you or give you because again, Vanderbilt was hot this year. Been looking real good, and they most likely gonna make the playoffs. And it was a home game for Vanderbilt, so I give you somewhat of an but this is your last shot. It's your last shot, bro. I feel like you should make this one count. If you really gonna try and solidify yourself, especially that head coach that really ain't winning a whole bunch of top 25 games anyways. If you want to try and keep your job the way that these coaches is losing their jobs, bro, I feel like this is a game that if you win this game, this buys you another year. That's just me. You win this game, that buys you another year. Oregon versus Iowa. I'm going with Oregon. It's crazy that Iowa is ranked right now, but at the same time, they're winning out a quarterback, and the defense is always going to do what it do. That defense is going to be nasty every year. They're going to be like that. So I am totally not surprised that Iowa is now ranked and they're doing pretty good this year. I definitely think that Dante Moore is just going to go out there and he's going to ball. But I do see a realm where Iowa's defense could get a late pick if they keep it close and take it to the house. I think that's they at home, so I definitely think that's something that could happen because Iowa play crazy different when they at home. Miami versus Syracuse. I'm gonna go with Miami. Carson Beck out there stinking up the bed. Yo, where the Miami fans at? Oh, we got Carson Beck. Yeah, it was the quarterback. It was the wide receiver's fault, right? Wide receiver's fault. I will give him the Louisville game because two of those interceptions for sure were dimes. The DBs and the linebacker made plays for sure. But last week, I don't know, big dog. You making it seem like it's getting hard out here in these streets to defend you. I'm talking about the Miami fans defending you, not us. Not us UGA fans. Vanderbilt versus Auburn. I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt, even though they took the loss to Texas. I honestly don't even think they should have dropped them that far. Because at the end of the day, I mean, that's an SEC game. I definitely think they are still a playoff team, and their loss looks way better than Notre Dame's loss. But at the end of the day, it's NCAA. Notre Dame, Notre Dame, Notre Dame. Washington versus Wisconsin, Washington. I like their quarterback. Plays with heart. Virginia versus Wake Forest. I'm going with Virginia. They've been looking really good this year. I hope they make the playoffs. Cal versus Louisville. I'm going with Louisville. Louisville's defense is really keeping them in games, and the quarterback, he ain't really got to do too much but go out there and just do his job. The running backs, too. Alabama versus LSU. I'm going with Alabama. I think that's just the easy win, especially with how the defense has been looking for LSU. And with no head coach and I think no offensive coordinator, I think it's going to be kind of hard for them to kind of win out the rest of the year. Notre Dame versus Navy. I'll go with Notre Dame, but I'm praying and hoping that Navy go in there and slap them upside the head. If it were me, how I would truly vote, I'm going Navy. But for points this week, I'm gonna go Notre Dame. Nah, I'm telling you, I'm going Navy. Forget it. I'm going Navy. I hope them boys go out there and put belt to them boys. But yeah, those my picks for this week. Y'all let me know what y'all think, how y'all feel. Man, if you're a Falcons fan, if you're a UGA fan, let's talk, man. Let me know how y'all feel about the season and stuff like that. But I appreciate y'all for coming out, listening. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all will see me next week. Peace.